Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep with your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick with you this morning. There was a lot of offerings last night. There was like 6 or 7 interesting stock offerings last night. I want to cover those. I want to talk about we do have a SPAC merger this morning to the extent that SPACs are still in favor. We did have one. FTCV is the ticker there. It's already getting back a chunk of its gains. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about GM and Ford, both of whom got some love on Kramer last night. We will take questions from our chat. And our guest today, John In. It's been a long time since we spoke to Mr. In, Senior Analyst of Multi-Industrials at Gordon-Haskett. He is the man when it comes to stocks like GE, and we will talk to him all about that. That'll be at 8:35. Let's throw it to Joel now. Joel, how are we doing this morning? I'm going to bring up your charts. Tell us what's up.
Doing well. Good morning, Spencer. Good morning, traders and investors. More green on the screen here, up 5 1/4 handles at 39.6350. 2 ticks off the high. Just no resistance. There's no, and that wasn't close to any bids that I put out there overnight. Crude, that's down 79 cents, a little 2-day sell-off here at 64.60. Gold working its way back up to the middle 1700 handle. That's up $2 at 1731.20. Silver, that's going the opposite way today. Silver's down 15 cents at 29.14. And Bitcoin, that's down $1,400 at 55,500. That's 55 support level via the futures was breached, but we're now back above it. So Bitcoin taking a little bit of a breather here. After crossing 60,000 yesterday, Triple D, are you all ready to go, strapped in there, and give us an update on the pre-market and after-hours trading?
Yeah, we're seeing some movement. Tech showing some relative strength here. The value coming off just slightly here this morning, but this trade just rolls back and forth. It seems like daily. So, banks down a little bit here, tech up a little bit. They just are completely inversely correlated right now. Correlations will eventually break down, but you got to recognize them, and the algos are all over them. The algos have programmed these in too, so that's why these correlations appear to be pesky, because the algos are trading them now too. So I don't know what breaks that, but TLT is just flat, so we're not getting any lead from that. So the bank's off a little bit. They're like, oh, it tech's up a little bit, so we got to sell off banks a little bit. That's how the market works. Relationships, Joel. It's all about relationships. Life is about relationships.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, look at the TLT just hanging out the low.
Everything about relationships. How are you?
What about your buddy, Pumpin' Powell? What's he going to do tomorrow?
What's he pumping today?
Well, there's a 2-day Fed meeting.
Is that? I didn't even know that. 2-day Fed meeting starts today?
Yep.
I got to start paying attention more to my economic calendar now that it matters again. So
the Tuesdays don't matter. It's all about the Wednesday.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
That's the Fed decision.
Yeah.
What's he going to say? Is he going to keep pumping? What's he going to say,
yeah.
Joel? We're pumping. We're pumping.
You know what
we are here to pump you up.
He's gonna. That's I know who that is. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
No, that's Hans and Franz.
Already a week ago.
Yeah. You know, it'd be great. It'd be great if Powell shows up to the on the Zoom meeting or whatever, and he has a tank top on, and he just flexes his muscles and pumping Powell. He's just gonna keep pumping this market.
Just says pump.
Yep. So what do we got? Let's move. You want to do all these offerings, get them out of the way. Clean Spark getting
cleaned up,
getting shellacked on this one. Did it hit 22 and bounce?
I
Let's
don't know if it
take a
got that
look.
low. It's holding up above it. So pricing comes out. Clean Spark secondary pricing 22. We know those like to act like a floor, and they are coming in ahead of it at 22.38, 22.37. So they're about 30 cents up from it. Stock's down $7. Does it hold the floor? It's a question.
Yeah. How big an offering is it?
It is a 20. I'm sorry. It is a, well, what is the size? A little over 9 million shares.
Doesn't matter. It's just a matter of it. And and obviously nobody's sitting and doing their fundamental analysis hat here. We know dilution is typically bad, but somebody making the great point on AMC, you can look at what the stock has done. Obviously, it's been taken over by Reddit, but it's twice, it's double. So basically, it's doubled from where it was before the pandemic started. And somebody else made the point that they had 3 times more shares outstanding. I didn't check that fact, so I'm not sure. I just read that on Twitter. So obviously there's been some dilution, but I mean, you got to consider the dilution factors always. I mean, that's why, with NCLH, I was saying too, and I sold it because it's not back to 50, but with dilution, is it back to 50 or is the market cap already back to what it was? Because when you're putting out more shares, there's obviously more shares to multiply it for the market cap. So, relatively speaking, the prices are actually back. Some of these are back and some of these are trading above where they were before the pandemic started. A lot of good news priced in.
They had a good day yesterday. Actually traded up at 4 a.m. open. If you were up there early enough, AMC got close to $15.
Well, that's when they pump them.
Yeah, that's the easy time to pump them, right?
Yeah,
14.88. Whew, back. And now we'll see with this nice day yesterday. Filled that gap. One of those gaps was filled. I talked about that in the article I did a little bit. Let's see if it could get back to the close. I'm sure a lot of 14.04, and then what was the high from yesterday? Right there, closed right near the high of the session. Up 14.49 was the high. Got just above that pre-market trading. Let's see if it can get green, and then CNK. That's been participating too, right?
A little bit, yeah. It's in better shape
really
than AMC. But obviously it's not even close to where it was prior pandemic because it doesn't have the Reddit love. But I think this one's in the better shape than AMC. But it's been slowly climbing back. What a nice little trend line, Jeff Mackey purple crayon style.
Yeah, look at that straight up. And then what's the? I could just do it. Boom, right here. And I took off the trend line on that Viacom. Boy, we can go to that in a second. But AMCX, look at this. This is a little bit.
All of those.
Yeah.
Any of those media companies, those things have all just blasted off into orbit. We can look at any of them. Just bring them up. Discovery, Viacom, AMCX. There's like 6 or 7. They all have just ripped higher. Even Lionsgate is back. I
haven't seen Lionsgate. Wow, yeah. That's a blast.
Even that one came back. And you know what this shows you? At the end of at the end of the year, I took my loss on Lionsgate because I needed to write some stuff off. So I had a pretty good year, and I had Lionsgate in the long-term portfolio. And I was like, I need some losses. I need to find some stuff. So I sold. I cleaned up my portfolio, sold all my junk. I obviously should have held that one because I think I had bought it at $15 or $16. I ended up selling it. I don't know, $6 or $7, I think. So I took a significant loss on it. And here I would have got all my money back if I would have just held it.
Just got to hold on, man.
Just got to hold on in this market. It's the bag holder forgiveness market. So eventually they come back, it seems like. So in this case, another one that would have came back, but not for me.
All right,
silence again. You guys are giving me all this.
Yeah, Spencer, what are you doing in that? What are you doing back there?
When he leaves, he comes and leaves. I don't know what he does. What's he doing?
I don't know
what he's doing back there.
I think he's doing.
I don't know what he's doing.
Is Raz giving you a lot of work or something to do during the show?
I'm always doing. For example, right now I got 2 people talking to me at the same time. I'm trying to listen to both of them. That's what I'm doing right now.
Me and Dennis or someone else?
No, someone else trying to talk to me as if I can hear them when I've got headphones on. What about the other offerings? You guys mentioned the Clean Spark, but Nikola had one last night.
Nikola.
$100 million common stock offering. I have not seen the price.
Just when it was getting up off the mat.
Yeah, they got to pull the rug out from under it again. They got to sell more shares. Nikola, Maxar. I still want to own Maxar. This was a Mitch pick a while ago at like $30. I still want to own this stock. It's pulling down too on an offering.
I
Then
had
you
to
had the
jump in there.
DKNG one price.
$10.
Did you give us Maxar at 10?
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Seriously?
Maxar's.
Holy mackerel!
When you were, I mean, everyone's been banging on SPCE as the best space stock, but I mean, look at the charts. You could compare them. SPCE, Maxar. You tell me which one.
the
you rather
Maxar has
have.
been excellent. I've traded it a lot. I've wanted to stick it in that long-term portfolio, and for some reason, I never did. Mistake. Good call there, Mitch. Another good call by our buddy Mitch. I don't know. We went a lot of We were talking offerings, and somehow we got over. Oh yeah, Maxar, because Maxar had another one too. I don't think the pricing's out on Maxar yet. Again, I just want to know that we try to do teaching. I never buy the stock with an offering on the table if I don't know the price. Clean Spark, people get punished for that because obviously the offering and the offering price is significantly lower. So it's all that matters. Once you know there's an offering on the table, you got to know the price. Because if they come out with Maxar and they got to price it way in the hole down at like 42 or something, stock's going to get hammered. If they give good pricing and it's 46, well, then it can go higher. But typically they, especially in technology in this environment right now, they've been pricing them pretty weak. So Clean Spark way in the hole always makes me nervous. I haven't seen the Maxar price go by, so if I'm wrong, let me know. But I haven't seen it go by here this morning. But just be careful when you're buying them, when there's an offering out there. So what happens? They announce the offering. And then a day or two later, they announce the pricing because they got to get it out there, field it out there, and see where they can get this thing done at. So in that period, that day or two window between the announcement of the offering and the actual pricing of the offering is the danger zone. You're coming in as a buyer. That's where you could get yourself into trouble because if they price it way in the hole like Clean Spark, you're getting cleaned out. So just be careful when you're in that danger zone. I mean, I often would short stocks when they have this potential offering out there, but I know shorting is evil, so I try not to do it anymore. But, that's what I try to trade is, if they haven't went down a lot, or let's say, they open that morning after announcing the offer and then they rally up, it's typically a short going into the close because in all likelihood, they're going to announce the offering. It's probably going to be significantly lower and you're going to be able to get yourself covered because the Arabs come in and they try to get done on the offering price and then they try to flip out the stock or they short the stock thinking they're going to get some of the allocation and then try to do it that way. But that's the behind the scenes. But call it the danger zone between the time the offering is announced and the actual price of the offering.
I don't know where they're going to get this one done at. The Maxar, it kind of
nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I don't know. It just it hit that high, got near 60, had a break, and then the rebound was only 55. Had a break, and the rebound was just over 50. Now another. I mean, just the pops in this thing are just getting sold, and now you have this news come out. Not going to call it a broken chart yet, but man, I don't know. Let's see. It could be substantially lower. Maybe fill the gap. I don't know if they look at those things. Maybe $40, but I'm sure that's not what people want to hear. That's $1.54 from where it's trading.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah.
We have no idea.
It's had a nice bounce back though, and one thing to consider again is just the rotation that we've seen. Some of these high PE stocks. Some of these high PE stocks was this the bounce to sell. I've lightened up. I've been talking about that. My long-term portfolio, I've lightened up a lot of the crazy multiple stocks. The Momo plays, the ones that were just going, for no reason. Like I sold my space into the recent pop too. I'd sold half at 52. Now it just popped from $23 back to $34. I sold it I think 2 days ago, around 33. So just lightening up the crazy multiples because this market has kind of turned. I've been talking about it. It's turned a little bit more where it starts to like the lower multiple stocks. And, we talked about the moves Viacom's at. But there's been a lot. I'm not saying sell all your high growth stuff. I've lightened up. There's a big difference. If you're heavy high growth, I think you lighten up. If you have no high growth, it's a completely different story because if the market rotates back, I'm going to say the Kramer barbell approach. It's a good approach. Have some growth, have some value, and you kind of be happy in the middle unless the whole market crashes.
All right, next. Do we done with the offerings?
Yeah, I'm done with the offerings.
I think so. Can we talk AstraZeneca? This is interesting here. AZN. They're buying the dip this morning.
What's up?
They're buying the dip this morning. They caught an upgrade from Jefferies. What? Yeah, it was there. There was a day. Well, not yesterday, but for the past couple of days. Yeah.
Okay.
And the buying in this morning, more countries, I think, there was just a more hullabaloo made about their vaccine causing blood clots. At the same time, Jefferies is upgrading the stock to buy this morning, and that's why I would think it's up.
I think probably the Jefferies upgrade they don't care about because it's an ADR. So I'm not sure if there's something else happening. But again, this is priced out at 2:30. This price is out at 3 o'clock in the morning because it's Europe. And remember, we always talk about the pre-market prep, and we don't look at ADRs as much because they've already priced for the day. We're trying to figure out where we think a stock's going for the day. The AstraZeneca day is basically over. It's already figured out what it wants to do today. It's been trading for 5 hours over in Europe this morning, opening at 3 o'clock. So that's where, price discovery has already kind of happened. That's why you see a tight little 2-cent market. You got the HFTR just pricing it off of where it is over in Europe. So it's kind of happened. It's bounced up. If you want to just look at it technically, $50. It's always tough to look at a U.S. chart on an ADR because it's got currency effects over here, and we're not the primary market. So if I'm trading ADR, I would usually look at it priced over in Europe because you take away those currency effects, which don't seem to mean as much.
Canada is supposed to be getting the AZN vaccine.
Is that the one we're going to get, or are you just teasing me?
No, that's what I heard this
morning.
morning.
We take what we can get. We don't have enough. Okay, you know what? Denmark wants to. We'll take our chances with the blood clots. It's all right. I'll just have an extra beer. That's what the Canadians say. We'll just have an extra beer, watch a hockey game. We'll get the shot. It'll be okay. We take what we can get. We don't have enough vaccine. So if Denmark's not going to ship that over here, we'll take it in Canada.
Blood clots. Who cares about blood clots?
Blood clots. It's actually COVID is actually a blood clotting disorder, is really what it is. I mean, that's to a certain extent is what you've seen happen in a lot of cases. It's a blood clot issue. So you're having blood clots with the vaccine. You're gonna have there's blood clot issues with COVID as well. So 27 cases, millions of people vaccinated. Bring it in, Canada. Bring it in. We'll take it.
If you are
take
trading,
Denmark's.
I mean, a lot of the price action, you can see it's just a steady bid overseas. Just looking at our market, though, your 4-day high comes in at 50.29. So just keep an eye on that. That's just based on the daily charts.
Workhorse. Okay, I'm just taking over because Spencer's hiding again. I never know.
No, I'm trying to fix our all-day streamer at the moment, so bear with me.
All right, I'm taking over ticker time here. I'm starting early ticker time. I'm just grabbing random symbols from the clock.
Ticker time at 8:19.
Why not? Why not? It's ticker time Tuesday. We're doing it. Workhorse. WKHS. It stopped going down. That's good news. Kathy's got a position in, and you know what? It's starting to perk up a little bit here. I don't mind the chart of Workhorse down here.
Neither do I.
Kind of like it. I actually kind of like it.
Mitch asked me if there's one. Yeah, if there's one SPAC I like, and
this isn't a SPAC, but
well,
it was never a SPAC. But that's okay. We'll forgive you for that.
It wasn't.
If there's one chart you like, Workhorse wasn't. No.
All right.
Workhorse is a $3 stock when Mitch gave it to us. This was just an EV play. I know you get it confused because it's an EV play.
Yeah,
so, and then most of the SPACs were EV plays.
And the government's trying to help, or the Democrats are trying to help them out, get them some of that order right for the new.
Well, I don't think it's dead yet. Chosen, but maybe there's some more work for Workhorse in there. We don't know. So you know what? I don't mind the chart. I actually wrote it down here on my list.
Yeah,
I don't know much about what's happening fundamentally, but I don't mind the chart.
I heard some rumors that the postmaster was talking about that Oshkosh could adapt their vehicles to electric. But then Oshkosh answered back, and then you can go into their filings and kind of see it. They said that they could, but it wouldn't be very cost effective, and that possibly they wouldn't even do it because of that it wouldn't be cost effective for them. So that's kind of the rumors that you're hearing about.
Kind of squash that a little bit, those rumors.
Mm-hmm. So we'll keep an eye on it. But
what do you think of it? You're the Workhorse trader here.
I think it's binary. It's straight binary.
Still binary, right now. Man.
Yeah, it's binary. And then you know how that goes. It was like CCIV when it got up to like 50. I was like, even if the news comes out, I mean, where else are you going to go from here? And so I don't know. It's kind of scary because you just don't know what they're going to decide. So.
Yeah. I'm torn on it. So again, if there's more bad news coming, but a lot of bad news got priced in with that gap down to 30 to 614. You know how this market loves to buy the dip. If tech starts to roll over, Workhorse is going to roll over too. So I mean, it all depends on, even in my portfolio, it's like I'm a little bit cautious on tech because I'm not in love with all the tech stocks right now. I'm not saying I hate them. I just don't want as many as I did. My portfolio was probably like 50 or 60% tech, and it's like, okay, time to lighten up some of the tech. I buy a few of these other stocks. I have my Fords and GMs, which aren't tech, and they're value plays, and they're helping out the cause because they've done well. But I just think, you got to be cautious with the tech. So that's why I like Workhorse. I like the chart. If I was just wanting to get into tech, I don't mind this chart right here. So I kind of like it.
Yeah, I mean, you got clear defined support on the dailies, backed up by the monthlies that kind of been under 15. You kind of have to be kicking yourself if you even look at this thing got under 15 a couple times. Traded down 12 cents. Also, look at these highs, all in the same area. So little point. Let's call it $18. You're getting a running start at it. It closed. It got up to 1805 yesterday. Closed in the upper quadrant of the range. 2-day high 1798. Another high there 1775. So getting a running start at 18. Got some work to do on this bar here. That had to be the day. Yes, that had to be the day that the announcement came out, I believe. And then you undercut it on the 5th, March 5th, but then got right back above it. So see what happens at $18 today in Workhorse.
Everybody gives us tech names. A whole chat is just hot for tech. Is there any non-tech name in there? I'm trying to look through all ticker time there. It's all like AMD, Palantir, Sundial's a penny stock, and I don't even want to talk penny stocks anymore, really. It's a dollar stock. Okay, it's $1.75, but it was one of those pump stocks. 3D, General Electric.
Yeah, GE, Dennis. Boy, you
I
close.
bought it and then I got stopped. I should have just closed my eyes and hold on. I bought 12.5. And then it went down to 1240, and I was like, okay, well, it's cutting lower. And then it went down to 1195. So it's a good cut out, but I didn't get in again. I still, we got to find out what's going to happen. Are they doing the reverse split? If they officially announce a reverse split, the thing gets hammered. If they say the reverse split's off the table, the thing's going to rally significantly. So the question is, are they going to approve the reverse split? If they don't approve it, it's going to rally. If they do approve it, it's going to tank.
Has there been any
another binary event here.
Any news on it the last couple of days? Because that's a pretty big move.
That's just a call. Buy the dip. Everybody likes to come in here and buy the dip. That's why I was buying it, but I was a little bit early.
Yeah, it took a dime. That was, I
stop out. I don't take heat. I'm not good at taking heat.
All right, but
lots of non-tech ones. Okay, so lots of non-tech ones just came in. Caterpillar. That's new all-time highs, I believe, for the cat, isn't it?
Really? The cat is on the top.
Eh? This value trade is just too hot to handle. 1.78% dividend still on the cat. It's come back significantly. I mean, I don't know where the P is on that thing. It was probably kicking around 12 or 13. It's probably significantly higher than that now. Like, I think that's the whole thing. You're coming to these value names. They've run so far now that it's like, okay, is the value even still there? In some of the names, yes, but it'd be nice to find a few laggards, some laggards that maybe could get kick-started here that have not run as far, because the PE, the trailing PE on Caterpillar is 40. I'm sure it's not that high because this was a really bad year. So if we're looking forward to 2021, I'm sure the earnings are going to be higher. When you look at trailing PEs, it's tough because we had COVID in 2020 and there was not a lot of new machinery being bought. So you almost got to look ahead or look at the year before to try to grab the PE. But, your system's automatically defaulted. So what's PE? I was looking at 2020, multiplies it out, and it's 42. I'm sure it's significantly lower than that. But like I said, Deer's the new all-time highs too. I mean, this is the value trade showing up. And these stocks have been fantastic for the last 3 months.
Yeah, look at that. Who sang the original Too Hot to Handle?
Too hot to handle.
I don't know.
This is an old one.
I know Hard to Handle by the Black Crows. What's too hot to handle, though?
See if anybody can get it in the chat. This is an
from
old
like
one.
the 50s?
No.
How's the song go? Sing it for us. It's the line.
I'm not gonna sing it.
Sing. I tried, folks. I tried. I'm singing.
Come on, somebody.
I don't know this one, man.
UFO.
They're on it. Ray's the winner. Send him a 30-day subscription, Benzinga Pro.
Okay.
No, don't do that.
You don't get free Benzinga Pro 30 days.
No, we're giving away too much Benzinga Pro.
You're getting in trouble for that now. We used to do that all the time, and we're not giving it away. Okay.
No,
send him a T-shirt then.
We just need to coordinate better. Is all.
All right, send him a T-shirt.
Oh, did you get in trouble for that?
No, it's just not. No, I didn't get in trouble. We're just giving away too much Benzinga Pro.
I used to just give it away like candy. I'll give him a 30-day.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I'm not supposed to do that anymore. Nobody sent me the memo.
I'm telling you now.
All right. Somebody asked me if I'm still in Marvel.
Spencer
yes,
does come on. He's all stern with us and everything.
It's one of those days.
Maybe we want him to go back.
Oh, it's one of those days. What can I say?
Did you get on the wrong side of the bed or something there? Have some
Perhaps.
traffic on that beautiful Lodge freeway or something?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Lots of tickers here. Marvel, yes, I'm still in. If I was in this for a trade, I would say I'd sell it at 50. I almost want to sell it at 50. It's been a hell of a run back. If you're coming in buying Marvel now, you're late to the party. But that was a great buy down at 40. So I've been in this trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and I'm 20 over 20% in it. Wish I would have bought more.
That's a good call. That was.
Wow, I wish I would have bought more. I bought 3 stocks that day. I bought Marvel, I bought First Solar, and I bought more Qs. The Canadian equivalent because I'm Canadian and there's.
I thought you were selling tech.
Oh, when we were in the gutter. This was 6 days ago. You got to stay with the pro. We're buying, we're selling. No, this was actually in the long-term account. I had all that tech exposure. I increased my exposure. But I see Marvel not as like the growth, like crazy growth tech. It's got the 5G play in it. But, it's got a little dividend. I don't see it as crazy price. First Solar, I feel like it was the value stock of the solar stocks, lower PE than a lot of, Sun Powers and the runs, So, and then the Qs, I don't know why I bought more Qs. I shouldn't because I've got so many Qs. I just can't
look at this. Look at the Intel. Look at my Intel here.
Telling you, man, value tech, it's hot, so hot. Yeah. What about Cisco? Look at Cisco perking up. CSCO, you want to talk value tech? There it is. Looking at that 50 once again. It always gets to 50 though, and then it sputters out. Does it sputter out at 50 again? My NUE sputtered out at 70 yesterday, but then it did bounce back towards the end of the day.
Oh yeah,
trying to sputter out.
Ooh, boy, oh boy, yeah. What it did, it couldn't get there. Is there a big seller there? Did you know? Well, it got to
probably
70.08 on Friday, 69.85. So they're not done yet, but sell it there. I don't want to hear you complaining if it goes back down.
I complain always. You guys are my sounding board. Misery likes company. I like to complain.
How's X doing? Ooh, look at that. Ooh, double top though. Ooh, right back into that's a big area. What do you got? You got up here 24.04. This was back in January 13th, and then got through it yesterday. 24.46 was your high Friday. 24.48. Let's see what happens here at 22.10. That was the low for Friday, Monday.
Good level.
Matching ranges, yeah. Keep an eye on 22 there. Keep an eye on that. If X takes that out, could see some more downside. Big move for that, though. I remember it was under 10 for a long time, and finally, U.S. Steel making a comeback.
The cyclical trade has come back hard. I mean, November it started, and it really hasn't stopped. Since the reopening, since we got the news that vaccines were coming, they've grabbed everything they can. Oh, that's going to start, that's going to start construction. It's going to start everything, even though construction never really stopped. Okay, AMD, everybody wants to know about. Lisa Su was on Mad Money last night, is getting a little bit of a pop there. It's bounced back quite a bit, but like we've been saying, it's a value tech type of market here, value type of market. Intel probably more in favor than AMD. Is it turned back? It might, but AMD's had a nice run here. If you're coming in AMD now, I think, like somebody just asked me, would you buy the Qs here? No. I bought the Qs when I was buying at 300. That's where I was loading up a little bit more Qs because I felt like come back. You're 320. So if you're buying them now, we've had a 5-6% run in the index in 6 days. I think you're chasing here now. Could the run continue? It could. But I think the time to buy tech was when, that third day. So you can see, where it was. I don't want to catch the falling knife. We took out the lows. But then we didn't make the new low. I'm looking back on March the 8th. that was the time to start buying tech. That's when I bought the 3 tech stocks in my longer term portfolio. So I can't just come in here and say, oh yeah, 321 Qs, let's load up here. I think you're a little bit late to the party now. So, and I don't want to get the rug pulled out from under you. So, does it continue higher? It might, but anything can happen. But I'm cautious here with tech.
Yeah, this
Had a good run.
Yeah, look at this. It's halfway back too, so we'll see. It's getting a little boost today. Maybe hang out at the 50%, get a little base, and keep going. AMD, I got a good feel for this chart here. I know I wrote it off for Dad a week or so ago. Now it's had a big rally, but you get back to 86. You got a pair of highs just over 86, and then mid-range on this break from just under 100 to 74. That puts you right back there too. So very, very important here for AMD. Get back to 86, hold 86, and keep on going. But overall, man, it's the chart since it hit that magic $100 level. That's been under pressure.
We just got retail sales, if you care. Core retail sales, which doesn't include gas and autos, was down 2.7% in February versus a 0.1% decline estimate. So much lower than estimates for core retail sales for the month of February. If you care.
We care.
That's in a short month too. Maybe that had something to do with it.
No, that wouldn't affect how it compares to an estimate because we all knew that it's a short month.
Okay.
So
Spoos hit 66, 39, 66, and now we backed off 5 points. So a little volatility there. Nothing up there, folks. I can't lie and say I have anything at 39.66 because this is a blue sky territory.
Maybe the weather, the blizzard had something to do with that. I don't know. We had a snowy February.
We did. And cold too.
Yeah. Okay, 8:33. John Inch from Gordon-Haskett is supposed to be joining us in a couple of minutes.
So we'll save our GE talk for that.
And if he does, we'll talk about GE and Boeing and all the industrials. Someone had mentioned eToro. I mentioned that one at the top of the show. That's our SPAC deal of the day. The ticker there is FTCV, FinTech Acquisition Corp. It's a $10 billion deal. That's what they're buying.
This has been one that everybody has wanted, and amazingly, you remember on these deal pops, you saying, "Oh, it's up 80% because it's the one that's talked about the most," and this thing was just a $10 one, and boom, they get it. It's up 15. I know it's nice to be up 15%, but we were getting pops on our SVAC of 15% on the deal announcement when they were buying a company we didn't even know. eToro has been talked about. I mean, this just shows you how much the post-deal pops have sucked.
Yep.
So, and I've lightened up my SPAC portfolio, my pre-deal SPACs, for this exact reason, is that a lot of these, it seems like they're getting deals and they're not getting the pops. I mean, people keep talking, when's the SPAC market when it's gonna slow down? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of SPACs, but there's been very disappointing the performance in them for a while here now. I've got to think this is a big disappointment that this is only up $12 or
it was higher,
$69.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was. They buy them really. The initial pop is usually always the selling opportunity, at least in the last 2 weeks on these. So yeah, I got up to $14.50, but it's coming down again. This is one that has been talked about for a long time, and it's not getting much love. Up 15%, yeah, it's good, but this was like one of the guns. So if that's as good as it gets, turns me off of a lot of SPACs.
I see got the 1480 was a high print. Now it's leaking. Boy, oh boy. Still up on the session. I don't want to see if I'm on this thing. I wouldn't want to see it under $12.
What's Mitch think? Is Mitch in the background? What's he think about eToro here? Mitch, you there?
Well, it's definitely been one of the, like you said, one of the ones definitely on the radar for many.
Would you not have thought this would have got more of a pop?
Yeah,
if they would announce this a month ago, where do you think it would be? If they would announce
15
for fun.
$15, and we were seeing 40-50% pops on announcements. I'd have to agree with you, Triple. I have to say, and I'll admit it, full disclosure, I sold a lot of SPACs yesterday, and I'm about 50% cash in my SPAC portfolio now. As I've been seeing them. I had one stock, CTAC, had got an announcement on Friday
Yeah.
It went down. It didn't go up. It went down on the announcement.
Yeah. I had that one too.
Look
I had
at
that one too from SPAC's attack from you and Kachi, I think.
It was said to get a 5G acquisition, good money, good management company. Look where it's at.
Yeah, and it got it.
It's tough.
It got the acquisition, and it started popping up, and I ended up selling some out in the after-hour session. But again, yeah, so here's one we buy, and we get a deal, a pretty good deal, and we don't make money.
Yep.
I mean, so it's getting tough. It's
Yeah.
a tough SPAC environment. We need something to turn. We need, like, is this eToro deal going to help to get the sector hotter? If eToro could, if this is SPAC, FTA, what was the one today? FTSV? FTCV. If this one could have ripped like 15 and going up 16, 17 on it, that would have given some life. This does not help the SPACs. So it's very important for the whole SPAC sector today that FTCV doesn't give it all back. Because if FTCV gives it all back, you're going to see a lot of these premiums that are in some of these pre-deals start to come out. Because this was, a gun that they got, and it's not getting the love. Like I said, I sold all of my Pershing Square.
That's the question right there. What does Pershing Square does, and does that bring the momentum back to SPACs, or does that bring the momentum out of SPACs?
It's so important. That's such an important one too. But it's sitting there with a 30% premium still, and I'm seeing all the premiums evaporate. The pre-deal premiums evaporate. Most of the SPACs, and I'm like, I'm not going to let that one evaporate too. So, I sold half of it when I got to 32. I just thought I was getting overdone. And I was still in SPACs, we're getting some love. But then it sold off, and I had the other half. It sold off all the way to 23, and I was like, it bounced back that 28 3 days later, and I was like, you know what? It's time to just, lighten up here and get out. I've got completely out of the PSTH, because here you got an $8 premium, because $20 is the price on PSTH. So you're still sitting trading with 30-40% premium in that thing. And their premiums have been sucked out of the pre-deal ones. There is so many, like the Goldman one has bounced back, GSAH, but I tried to actually get that. I said that on the show. I got down to 1022. I was sitting there like 1010. I got too low. I got too greedy, but I should have rebought that one. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful with the SPACs pre-deal, because they're not all getting nice pops here now. We're in a different environment. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy.
Mr. Inch having problems connecting?
Yeah, I am working on connecting with John, but I'm having no such luck, so I will keep doing that.
We'll keep talking.
So I just found out that one of our listeners, viewers, James Santangelo, was in the office yesterday and didn't say hi to me. So, I don't know what
really?
Listeners, you come to the office, you got to say hi.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know.
That's all good. Well, we'll say hi to you.
Apparently, he's saying I was live. That's no excuse. Okay.
You're live? Oh, you must not have been doing the show.
I was doing a different show. I'm doing all shows. Okay. So I'm working on connecting with Mr. Inch. In the meantime, let's go to what else was on my list here to talk about. Let's talk about. Did we talk GM and Ford a little bit? Because they both got some Kramer love. Kramer said, if you want to invest in EVs, you should do it via Ford and GM. That's what he said.
Well, me and Spencer, Israel, and Joel were saying this 3 months ago. No longer. When did we buy our Ford and GM?
While ago.
I didn't want to buy GM. I only bought Ford, and it was around.
I think it was back in October.
It was around $8.
It was back in October. We all bought the same day because we thought I liked the electric 150 idea. I also liked the PE multiple of like 5, and at that time, and I just think they're going to be big players in EV. So
Ford faded a little
Kramer's
bit.
picking up. Well, let's give Kramer some props. He's liked Ford for a while too. So, but he was pitching them last night. Ford's down this morning on it, but General, I don't know if there's another headline there because it was up last night on Kramer.
Yeah, they had some 10K out this morning. So they said the semiconductor shortage is going to extend through the first half of the year. It could impact their adjusted EBIT. And basically it.
What's going on in the I see that pop. It got over boom. What's the two highs? Two highs in the same area. Up 50, that's concerning. Keep an eye on that. 59.31, 59.62, but
probably some size at 60.
Yeah. Well, they're jumping ahead of it there, but I had a real nice day on Friday and kind of hang in there, but let's get through that. Let's get through that 59.62 area. Take a look at $60 and 4, big move over 13. Just digested those sellers on the expiration and giving a little back. This will probably, where we come back into here? If you're looking for a pullback here, parallels 1275, 1277. That was from the end of last week.
I just looked. I bought at 786 is when I bought.
Nice.
I bought basically the same day. Do you still have your Ford, Joel?
A little bit.
Little
bit. I had not as much as I had. I don't know what happened. At $12, I got shaken out of a little bit.
I sold half around there because it kept topping out there, the 12. So I did sell half. I still have half though. I have all my GM and the and the written puts.
You did some options in that too.
Yeah, I've got written puts on 55s. I wrote for out to like September. I got
45.
55. I wrote it at the money. I want max premium. I didn't write it deep in the money. I was like, I don't mind owning the stock. I got $8 for the 55, which put
right. So
which put my average would put at me buying at 47, and that was out to September. I'm like, that's a lot of premium, and I think GM's going to be higher than 47. I think it'd be higher than 55. So those puts, they don't move much, man. You could still get like $5.50 for those.
That's not bother you. It's not when you buy options.
That's why, when you go out that far, they hardly move. Yeah, when you buy options, the premium just gets sucked out, but when you write it, they don't even move. So I was like, man, the thing's like up $3-4 from where I did it. And, it's a month and a half later, so it's loss of time. But the options don't move. I buy the stock at 49, and I'm up at 9 points. This is why I'm an equities trader. I can't wait. I'm not that patient.
All right. Let's talk Apple here. Getting off the mat, up. It was strong all day yesterday, and then we get some news on it today. It's trading up $1.32, 125.
Marcus will be happy.
Who?
Marcus will be happy with that. He's got those Apple puts.
Oh,
or now the call's written, I guess. He's got the Apple stock. He doesn't have the Apple puts. He's got the because he got a sign. But Marcus was looking at this one, and obviously he got a signed, and it's bouncing back for him. So, and his ride too. Marcus had a pretty good week. Ride came back a little bit too there.
Yeah, I think they had earnings yesterday, right?
I feel like
it was a short report, and then I think they had earnings yesterday. Apple just hanging out near the high of the pre-market session. Let's see what happens. You have a high back at 125.71. We do have some news on it, right? Was there a price target raise or someone said something positive about it?
I saw something go down, run across my screen very quickly on the price target. I haven't confirmed that, but I saw someone come by quick, I think, on a price target raise. Let me look a little bit more to see if I can confirm who that was and what it was, but I can't say for sure.
Okay. All right, so that's something we talked about that on the pre-market show. But yeah, keep an eye, short-term target. 125.71, but if you're looking for like a bigger move out of this, hey, why not take back half of this big break of 145?
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was Evercore. It was Evercore who's raised. It's nothing crazy. You know what I mean? They're raising their price target. They're from 163 to 175. All right, whoop-de-doo.
Ryan saying Facebook, and you know what? I don't mind the Facebook. The PE on this thing looking forward is like 18. It's cheap. And obviously
broke out there.
Yeah, and you know what? The chart is perking up. So they're looking for value, even within tech. 18, 19 PE on a growth. It's still got a growth story. It still has a lot of great businesses. I know the legacy business isn't that great, but there's so many other things that they still have there with Instagram and everything else that they have there. I don't mind it. I kind of want to buy it. I don't know if I'm buying it when it's up $2 here today, or it's up $1.50. Get those dips. It's been so much chop and slop. It's like probably going to give you another chance. It's going to be a headline. There's going to be something that'll pull it back in. But I kind of like it. I kind of like Facebook.
Yeah, I had that.
I don't have it. I kind of like it.
255 to 267 trading range and broke above it, and then actually came back down into it. Now trading up 276. When did we hit that? Was that was after hours, 275.98. So keep an eye on that potential target. And then what do you have? You have another high at 277.90, but we can get rid of this. That definitely broke out of that trading range there, and I don't think we'll be seeing 255 for a while. So Facebook perking up. If we're gonna look at those big tech stocks, why don't we take a look at Mr. Softy too? How's that looking? Uh, got a cap here
It got a price target, assumed at Credit Suisse. So I guess the analyst left, or maybe they got a new analyst there, but it got the overweight assumed this morning.
All right, that's
There
getting
was an analyst action on Microsoft too. I am long it, so we know I might long Microsoft.
okay. All right, and got a gap to fill up here. Longer term up to 240.18. You're still a few bucks from there. Last week's high 239.17. So trying to get back. That 245 area was real pesky. 220. This trade's pretty technically if you're patient. Look when it came down to 225. Matched the low at 224.22. Oh, I guess it didn't get that close. 224. Oh yeah, it did. You had a low of 224.26, and then what was this low here? Going back 224.22. Wow, what a nice looking area there. And Google has held up much better. If we're just going through all the big tech here, Google really held up after its earnings. That's one. Look at that. That won't go down.
There's value tech there. This is value tech too, though.
Yeah.
Google's not sound. What's the P on Google, Spencer? Do you have the forward one?
Yep. Well, give me.
It's not crazy.
Give me 5 seconds to find it. Pull it up. Forward PE. Bada bing. Bada boom. I'm seeing 30. Oh, that's not insane.
It's not as cheap as it was.
But that's also not insane.
Not insane either. I mean,
it's not off the
it's
charts.
Not Facebook sitting at 19 or 20. Google's got a lot of good businesses.
I mean, it's
Cash cow. I own Google. I own Google. I'm sticking with Google. I've been in Google for the better part of 8 years. It's been a fantastic stock. I think, like I said, I originally bought this thing at $250, so I'm up like 800%.
It's no Shopify at 285 forward PE, right? It's no Zoom, that's for sure. Cal C in the chat, I like what you said, but I don't know what it means. Cal C said Apple is the belly button of the market. I like it. I just don't know what that means.
It's the belly button of a lot of ETFs.
I thought it was funny. So, Cal C,
I'm still long my Apple. It's been, it's not as cheap. It's Apple to itself is about as most expensive as it's been in years. I think it's trading at 30 or 35 times. Apple's typically traded like 15 to 16 times. So it's very
the longest time, yeah.
But if you're looking at this market and you're saying, hey, we're willing to pay 80, 100 times on some things, and even more than that on obviously companies just on speculation. This is the stock. That's why the multiples expanded here too. So multiples have expanded everywhere. The overall market multiple has expanded too. So I'm sticking with my Apple, but again, if you're coming in thinking Apple's cheap relative to itself, it's not.
What about the Bobster? More bad news for Alibaba. This is
what's the bad news today?
Wait, there's news again today?
I thought, or was that from yesterday?
It could be. It's down $2 on a day we're up.
I thought I heard that they have to.
That was out yesterday.
That was yesterday.
That was out yesterday. Yeah.
Well, something's going on because it's down $2. I don't think it would be down $2 on a day that all tech is ripping.
The news was about them having to dispose of some of their media holdings.
Yeah, that was yesterday. That was out yesterday. Yeah.
Anyway, there got to be something else because China's up too. I just see it stands out like a sore thumb. So it looks to me like there's news there too. Rare for Baba to be down, everything else is up. So I feel like
Pete Rosenberg, this unconfirmed, says their browser, I guess, was removed from the Chinese Android app. Don't know if that's true. That's what Pete says.
Yeah. To Carl Cantonilla. That's
what Carl said. All right.
Yeah. Chinese internet companies have pulled an Alibaba internet browser from their app stores a day after President Xi warned that Beijing's crackdown on big tech companies was just beginning.
It never ends with this company.
That's the problem. I mean, that's why I sold half, and that's why I almost sold all. Is I'm worried that they still are out to get Jack Ma. I'm worried that he's still not, in favor. I'm worried that Alibaba's out of favor with the Chinese government, and they can do whatever they want. If they start, continuing to hurt, that's a big time. Pulling the Alibaba internet browser off. That's not good news. I mean, it's down $2, so that sounds like I've wanted to rebuy my Alibaba shares that I sold. I sold them right around here, a little bit higher when I was when I was worried about Jack Ma's whereabouts. There's a lot of issues still here with Alibaba, with the Chinese government. Lots of unknowns there.
Quick spike down to 226.80. That was just around 6:30, 6:15, 6:30. And this is a pretty important area to keep an eye on. You had a low at you had 4 lows between 225 and 266.88. So all these lows here after you made the major bottom. So keep an eye on that. Currently trading at 28.50. Like I said, 4 lows. Just call it. Let's split it. 226. Unfortunately, if it loses that 226 area, your next daily low comes in at 220.09. But it's trying. It took back over half of that move. The big break from the all-time high, and just couldn't hold. So Alibaba, I don't know, get another shot here, but keep eye on 226 today. Someone's asking about Leslie Pools.
This is a Luke Jacoby favorite.
I
Really?
have no idea what this is. You found a stock that I've never traded, LESL.
Leslie's? You don't know Leslie's?
I've never. Well, this is why, because it's only been out since November. It hasn't been added to my universe.
Oh, the pool supply store. No?
Yeah.
Not
No,
really.
no,
Well,
there's one on Orchard Lake, Spencer.
all right. He's in Canada. He doesn't know.
I don't know.
All right. Anyway, Luke Jacoby favorite.
Canada.
You know what pools? You have frozen lakes, right?
I traded the pool POL on the pandemic because everybody's getting a pool. Does that continue? This was, the one issue you have here is this was your classic stay-at-home trade pools. It was like RVs. You're looking at people that are stay at home with RVs, but obviously, people aren't going around traveling as much. They're going to start traveling more. Going to be less demand for pools. So that's one concern. So if we're going full reopening, we're all getting vaccinated, the world's going back to normal. This bump that all of these stay-at-home stocks got, it could come up.
But wait a second. What about the pools reopening and the pools that were closed? They're going to need supplies.
Pools? But I don't know. Is Leslie selling to Hilton? Or Leslie selling to YMCA, or is Leslie selling to your neighbor's pool?
I
would imagine a lot of their sales. I don't know Leslie's business, but I'll tell you, POL was definitely a stay-at-home play.
Yeah.
I'm just lumping it into that. You can see the move in pool from March up to POL, $150 all the way up to $400 because everybody was doing a pool at home because they were never going to go on vacation again. Now it's like, we might go on vacation again. So some of that cushion, that run that it's had, pool, I would expect to come off. And if you think pool's going to come off, a pool store could come off too. Now, it's obviously not participated as much because stock's only been out there since November. So you could say, okay, maybe it already has come off. It's went from 32 to 23. Maybe what I'm talking about has already happened. I don't know the fundamentals of the company. You got to do more research.
All right.
Lower, it could get some love.
Some to consider that Brent from our news desk is pointing out to me that I neglected to mention is forgetting about the pandemic for a moment. The catalyst may have been the crazy weather in Texas, right? All these people who had damaged pools now need to repair said pools. And where do they go to repair their pools? Leslie's.
Is Brent still in the office?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he's watching.
Interesting on a pullback here. First things first, if you really want more upside in this, you got this 2460 area. You had a high 2453, then last week 2471. You've backed a buck off there, so that's important to get back half of that move from 30. Was it what? The high was 30. Let's just call it 33. Down to 20, 13. That would get you clear that 2470 area, you get up to the 26.5, 27. I think if you're looking at this and you're on a pullback, you had a 4-point move off the low. So this 22.5 area would be an area of interest if it was just going to, test the validity of this move. But it looks okay. I mean, maybe if we can hang out here, maybe a little bit of a head and shoulders bottom here, leaning on that low.
Give me a PE for Leslie's.
I don't. Okay.
Is this? I don't know anything about it. Is it a low value stock? Is it like a value stock, growth stock?
Probably. Let me tell you. Let me see here.
I see no dividends, so that doesn't help me anything.
All right, trailing. Wait a minute. Are they profitable? I would assume so. They're here. I see a trailing PE, but I don't want that. I want a forward PE, and I will give you a forward PE of no. All right, trailing PE of 80. Let's go with that. Trailing PE of 80.
Okay, I don't know. So obviously, we got to do more homework. I don't know the company fundamentally. I've just learned that it's a pool store. So
from a fundamental perspective, for pool
value stocks are more in favor than growth right now, though.
They're not profitable. That's a little bit surprising to me. On an EPS basis. Interesting.
This has been in a not really. Yeah, 340 is pretty good support that's held up over the last two sessions. And then 348.46, get another little pop, and then things open up. This 360 area, boy, oh boy, that's going to be important if and when we get back there.
I don't like it at all.
You don't like it?
No, next. That's my opinion. We've had a big run. I think time's to ring the register in POOL.
All right. There we go. Dennis
Yeah, we talk pool stocks for 10 minutes. I can't talk pool stocks anymore.
Okay, fine. Let's do a couple more here from the chat. Someone just asked why PSTH popped. I have no idea. I don't see a headline, but
PSTH, I sold
PSTH just popped there for a second. I'm just going through the chat. Someone keeps asking about the VIX. Here's a small ticker I don't know about. Let me want to look at DQ. You want to look at what is DQ? Not Dairy Queen. It's
ADR.
Yeah.
Trade every once in a while. Is it China? I'm trying to remember if it's China or
not. It is China.
Tough chart, man.
It's a semi-play.
Yeah. What do you got going on here?
That's a curveball.
Yeah, 94.5, 95, but I mean that long ways away from that. Yeah, this is 80. This is a big bar here. This is gonna have to decide whether this was a good day or a bad day. You had a range 94.47 to 77.43, and now you're just chopping in between, trying to decide what to do. I agree with that. Tough chart after a big run. Looking at a monthly red bar here that's not pretty here. Let's see what this does. What is this? Darko New Energy Corp.
Yeah. Hey, we didn't even talk Kathy Wood buys. On that front, the ARKW, they bought what is it? Just under 200,000 shares of Pinduoduo PDD.
That's new position
last night. I don't know if it's new, but it's a large position. I guess I should know because I own that fund, but I don't know. And
the Kathy pop up $8. Get even the Chinese stocks get the Kathy pop. So PDD, nice lift here. I don't chase Kathy's pops. So
you want to see this thing get to 170 on this. I mean, it's hanging out 168, showing that it has a little bit of fuel in the tank, but 169.49. That was your high. So let's see. Just be careful. You go over 170 and then you come back down. But that'd be a nice target there. 169.49, holding up near the highs of the pre-market session.
Did we talk fuel cell real fast?
Yeah.
I don't know. We did?
No, we can.
Okay. Yeah. They had earnings this morning. EPS missed. Sales missed.
Ooh.
This was the $2 stock for decades. I felt like decades. It wasn't decades, but it was years at $2. Never get love. And all of a sudden it decides, oh yeah, fuel cell, thing of the future. We just decide to blast it off to 29, to 14. I'm not coming in, but I know the dip. We want to buy tech stocks on the dip, and does it buy? And it is back in favor, and it is a Reddit stock that they've talked about, but we've had a hell of a run here to 29. And it's still a lot of air. A lot of people sitting up from them when they bought this at $2 and $3. I was one of those people that bought it at $2 and $3, and I sold it down there because I waited for 6 months and it never went anywhere. And then a week later, it took off. So I'm kind of bitter to the stock for that reason. I just think it's tough. Tech, it's a company that's not made money ever. I don't believe. Ballard Power, Plug Power, all move with it. Relationship based. Plugs come significantly off. Ballards come significantly off. The Kramer loved one is Plug. If I was going to buy any of these, I don't own any of them. If I was going to buy one, it would be Plug. If I was going to buy one.
Wow.
I'm not buying any of them.
You got a step down seller here right now, continuing to make new lows in the pre-market session. On your dailies, you got nowhere to hide here until 1337, and that wasn't that long ago. That was your March 9th low, and then underneath that, 1247 and 1107. So a lot of air in here, and someone is just pressing this. So first target on the downside, 1337. Coming back longer term, forget about selling this at the 18.5 area. That was where someone was exiting ahead of the print. Now all those lows at 1640 to 1680, it's going to be major resistance after putting 3 daily lows in there, right in that area. So someone was smart ahead of this report, selling at that 1850 area.
Right.
Everybody wants Roblox, RBLX.
Yeah.
How
you know
is
what?
Roadblocks
It got its
doing?
first sell side rating today.
Stiefel.
You say Stiefel, I say Stifle. They initiated Roblox at a buy. Shocker. Gave it a $85 PT.
Okay. If we decide that the markets are going to make new highs and Qs are going to rip higher, Roblox will be $100 stock. It'll take off. This is your classic growth name. So this is more dependent on market factors than Roblox itself. Just think about this as a 3 times play on the Qs, in my opinion. So if the Qs are going to rip up to new highs, I think you eventually will see Roblox at $100. If the Qs roll over, and we start to move back into like just wanting value and we don't want to buy these high growth names, I think this one rolls over with it too. So it's very dependent on the Qs. Qs have come back nicely here. It's kind of, we've been going back and forth between this 310 and 320 for about a week. So market factors more important than anything here. I know Kathy gave it a buy, which gives it some love. If it gets down again, Kathy may buy more, and that helps as well. I like the story. Lots of people, the product I've never used, but I hear good things. So, but I'm not buying it because I'm not comfortable with the Qs right now. So if I start to think like, okay, I'm starting to get more comfortable with tech, and tech is going to continue to rip higher, but I think we've bounced a lot in tech already. Like people keep asking, are you buying Qs? We've rallied 5.5% in a week and a half. So we've rallied significantly. I think now it's time we might stall out a little bit here. I don't think we're just going to rip back higher to new highs. We might. But Roblox is just a levered play on the Qs right now.
Big old range yesterday, traded down to 66.25. So I'll put significance on that 74 high from yesterday. And actually the previous day's high was just under that 72.96. So 74.06, that's what you want to see. You want to see get above there and make a run. I'd be pretty careful on this, though. If you go like 74.20, 74.25, and then you come back down through that area. Also, you don't want to see it go red. 72.15 was the close yesterday. So a couple levels to keep an eye on in RBLX. Spencer,
I want to make one more point before I leave. Howard bringing up DBX on a good run. You know why that DBX run has happened? We know why. I'll tell you why. When was the insider buy? There was a huge insider buy in DBX, and this has continued to run. I bought it, and I take the first bite, and then I leave the meat for somebody else.
On the 11th or the 1st?
Yeah, there was a significant buy. Yeah, there was a couple buys. Yeah, you're right. On the 11th, and then when was the other one?
I'm seeing one on the 1st.
That was small though. There was 100,000. It's the 100,000 share one. That's significant.
Okay, so on the 11th, it was a director bought 100,000 shares. Let me just share my screen. Y'all can see.
That gave it the love. That broke it out. Wow. That was the catalyst that kickstarted the DBX rally, and it's been running ever since.
So here it is.
Insider buys can sometimes move stocks. It was this one that moved. 100,000 shares was significant. That's over $2.4 million worth of stock if you can't do the math, and that's good. So that's when, if you look, that's when it broke out, and it's been continuing to go since then. You got to go out to your, you go out to your monthlies, and $30 was a big level back in 2018. So I'm going to think that it might be trying to make its run to 30. I would think it's stalled out. So if you come in now, it's like, okay, we got 2-3 points downside, maybe another 2 upside. It's a lot more balanced, but the momentum's on your side. I think it could get to 30, but then I think it's going to stall out. So it's a little more risky up here than it was if you were just buying, 24.5 when this insider buy came out.
I want to also. Someone mentioned this in the chat Steve Hutchinson. There was some just random internet speculation about a takeover from Deal Reporter, who I don't know how accurate they are. I don't think they're that accurate, but they circulated chatter, call it trader chatter, of takeover chatter on Dropbox. So there was that as well.
Move it too.
There was also that, and that was on the 12th. So I'm just saying.
Is that the Steve Hutchinson that was a great football player at Michigan?
Probably.
He was
it's
on
the same guy.
It's the same guy. He was on the national championship team. I think he's an emergency room doctor now. Smart guy.
And he also listens to our show.
Okay. Instead of trying to pick a top in this, I mean, let's keep an eye on yesterday's low at 27.22. I mean, maybe bump, because that's a big bar after that big day. Your major support's down 24.70, but no one wants to hear that. I don't see anything on the 30, but maybe trail and see, if there's chatter to see what happens with it. But let's wrap things up. We're up 4 handles at 62 and a quarter, pre-market high 39.66. Absolutely no significance to that. Pre-market low way down at 39.51.
All right, I will hook up with John Inch today. We'll have to get him back on the show.
Yeah, sorry about that.
At some point this week. And so I don't want to leave you hanging on that. But that's going to be a wrap for Pre-Market Prep. Everyone, please remember that all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Catch the replay of our show on YouTube or on every major podcast platform that includes Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, etc., etc., etc. Oh, you know what? I do a very bad job of asking for likes during the show. So do that. Hit the like button, guys. Let's go. I do a very, very bad job of that. Other people have been thinking do a much better job than I do. They're asking for likes way more frequently. I always forget to do it. Please hit that like button. Just throw me a bone. Throw me a bone via a like. Throw me a like. Throw me a bone. Thank you very much, because that, believe it or not, really does help. It seems stupid, but it does help. So that's what I want to say about that. I'm gonna start asking for like more. But
okay, like more. All right,
more.
I'll catch you at 3:30.
Joel, we'll catch you at 3:30 for Pre-Market Prep at the close. I'm gonna leave that like button up like for the entire time here, because again, I've been told, and I agree that I don't make that call to action enough. So hit that like button, and please and thank you. Okay, I'll bring Mitch back on in a second. I just wanted to preview on what is to come on today's calendar or programming slate. Last night, guys, we went until 8 p.m. and it was we went 12 hours yesterday. It was a lot. Today, we're not going to go quite that late, but we are going to go, I believe, until 6 p.m. So we've got Get Technical. We've got our Women in FinTech special. We've got SPACs Attack, Power Hour, the Crypto Show. No biotech today. Vivi is on vacation. She'll be back next week. PMP at the close. We got a new cannabis show, which debuted yesterday at 4:30. We got an after-hour show with Ryan Wosbiani at 5 o'clock. That's going to be the slate of programming for today. Did I have any other housekeeping items? No, I don't think I did. Mitch, you want to hop on and hang out with me? Let's just hang out for a few minutes. And then Neil usually starts his streams at like 9:15 Eastern. So maybe we'll just pivot over to him when this ends. But for the next few minutes, let's just hang out. And I know there was a bunch of stocks in the chat we didn't get to. I apologize. We can never quite get to all of them. But we do. There's always more good ideas that we can cover. Someone asked about the ARKF fund, one of Kathy's funds, buying a lot of a Chinese insurance company. Notable, but it's listed in China. We can't trade that stock here in the U.S. So I wouldn't even you would have to have a broker in China to trade that stock. It's like Zhonggang Online PNC Insurance Company. They bought 1.3 million shares. Big position, a lot of shares, but can't trade that here in the U.S., so that's not of interest to me. Mitch, I had another thought, and I forgot what it was. What's up, man?
Looks like they want us to get a shave, bro. They want us to cut it off, bro. Cut off the wisdom.
If I shave a beard, I look like a child, so I can't. Really,
I know that life. I
can't really do that, guys.
Yeah, I don't want to look like I'm 18 again, but
no, I can't.
We'll see what happens.
I mean, like I'll be 30 in like a month, and I can't be looking like 21. It's just not acceptable anymore.
Well, Kramer pump maybe CCIV.
Oh wait. Oh, okay. Let's pull up CCIV.
I got you. I can pull it up. So CCIV getting a push today, and it was pushed by a little bit by Kramer yesterday.
Oh wait, he's gonna be on Mad Money tonight.
He was on Mad Money yesterday. Come on, man, get with it. Get with it.
What's today? Today's Tuesday.
Get with it, man.
He was on last night. Okay, I missed it.
No, well, he talked about this company. He said that he likes it. I mean, yeah. When it comes back to 25, it's easy to kind of say that you like it, right? I don't think he was talking about this one when it was at 50 or 60, but we'll see how Kramer kind of moves on a little bit later on it. He's been back and forth on SPACs. He'll have a show where he says SPACs are dead, and then he'll have the next show saying, "Oh, but I like this SPAC, guys." So definitely just be careful out there, guys. CCIV definitely getting a push today from that. I think it's going to run into some resistance somewhere near 35s and 36, but the next level up is 32 right there. They could hit some resistance there also. It's going to be an interesting stock. I definitely liked it when it got down near that 20, but it really didn't get underneath. It got to 20.40. So that was kind of the level I was looking for, which is that $20 level, but we'll see how this one goes. Also, I heard that the same management team is running to get another SPAC running. So
that's what we need. Just what we need. More SPACs.
More SPACs, bro. More SPACs, bro. Yep. All right, guys.
Wait, someone in chat kind of pissed me off like a half hour ago because they said GME there's going to be a short squeeze in GameStop today. Dude, what the hell? First of all, if there is, then you're the very thing that you swore to hate, right? You're the insider. You're the man. You're manipulating the market. But no, there isn't. And if there is, how do you know about it? Come on, get out of here with that crap.
If there is one, I would
get out of here with that crap.
Look at the sundial, baby.
Get that crap out of here.
If you like the $1 names, Sundial's been on the move and recently on attention there. I think 150s have to hold today, but keep your eye on the sundial, man. You want to know that's rocketing? You want to know one that's rocketing that people aren't paying attention to?
Yeah, please.
GoPro?
Yeah, all right. You're right. I have not looked at GoPro in like a couple.
They're not looking at it. No one's looking at it.
You're right. So I have not looked at GoPro.
Chart. Look at this.
Oh shit! What the?
Look at that rip from 850 to 1250. That's a big for GoPro. That's a move.
What's the P on this? Like 5? Let me see.
And look at the volume that's starting to get in it. It made a quick move up there, guys.
Forward PE of 15. All right, so that's average, right? Well, actually, I guess that's low for consumer tech, but it's average overall. Damn, nice rip.
That's a nice rip. Kind of mentioned rip. So I'll keep an eye on that one. See what's going on. I'm seeing some tickers up, but looks like fintech. What else are you seeing out there? I did see some healthcare equipment, but I don't even know those tickers. I can't even name them. I have them in front of my face, but it's just so many tickers that I do not know of. I don't know if you know healthcare equipment stocks.
I know that like medical suppliers. I know there was actually a filing for a new medical supplier ETF. There's only one to my knowledge. Ticker is like I8. What is it? Like IH. I don't remember. What's the medical supplies ETF? Someone help me out. But there's going to be a new one. Maybe it could have something to do with that, but I did not see the ticker you're referring to, so I can't say for sure. Get Technical with Neil Hamilton is they already went live. Holy crap! These guys are early. All right.
What do they want to talk about?
Man, I hate when they do this.
Yeah, you know how it is. Communication. Yeah. So important. So important.
Yeah. All right. So
hey, iSun. I did see some solar plays. So I'll keep an eye on some solar plays. SOL, iSun. Sun W. I'm having a couple of those on my radar. Array. You can look at the ETF TAN to see if they all start running. I'll keep an eye on those, but let's take it over, I guess.
I guess. Okay, so I'm
live.
having one of those days where like nothing is going my way, unfortunately. So I kind of want to hop off this stream. I'm just one of those days, guys. Just one of those days.
Man,
just like nothing is going. Everything's rolling the other way for me. Right. This morning, I think every little thing is just going against me. And that's why I'm kind of in a bit of a mood this morning. So I apologize for that. So I'm going to end this stream. And because it's not my day, this show is not going to redirect straight to Get Technical, which is my fault. That's what I mean when I say things aren't going my way. But I'm just going to paste the link here in chat for you all to hop on over to Get Technical. There's the link in chat number 1. There's a link in chat number 2. There's a link in chat number 3. We do have 3 chats, guys. If you're not just on the YouTube chat, there's also a chat on Benzinga Pro. There's a chat on benzinga.com/premarket prep. And there's also a channel on Facebook. We got chats everywhere. So there's more than one place to, and I do my best to engage with them. There's also a chat on Twitch. I do my best to keep up with all of them at the same time. It is very, very difficult though. Okay, so I'm going to hop off this stream. Get Technical is live. The link is there in chat. I'll see y'all for the Women in FinTech special at 10:30. And good luck at the Open, everyone.
Good luck, guys.
Happy trading. All right.
Let's do it.